Hello, CD again. Welcome back to Truth Matters, program, a series of conversations where we endeavor to take truth seriously. It's all in the news these days right now, fake news. So it sounds like whoever or whatever is responsible for fake news, nobody likes it. It's a bad thing, and therefore, well, truth is a good thing. Truth matters. The idea of this program is to start a new order of people again, as throughout the history of the Christian church, even atheists, or I'd heard of an atheist recently who said he wanted to have as much truth in mind and as little falsehood. I can't agree more. That's the whole point of this program. We had mentioned before, I've said a number of times, there are really only two basic philosophical questions. And that's the epistemological question: how do you know this or that? How do you know? How do you know? The other philosophical question I like to say is, for real? For real? That's basically the two philosophical questions. And those are good questions that everyone should ask. Asking those two questions will put you on the road to being a philosopher. So we're talking about the ontological question, or the question of reality. What is real? What's the nature of reality? Yeah, I've got my real estate badge on. What is real estate? What is real? What is real estate anyway? Okay. What is really real? Plato, the philosopher, in his illustration of the cave, he and Aristotle did not agree, but Plato believed in his analogy of the cave that as one would walk into a cave, the shadows on the wall, what were most real were the shadows on the wall, and not those things which cast the shadows, but what was most real were the shadows. That is, as Plato understood it, the idea of a thing. What is most real for Plato was ideas. Plato is very much with us these days in our thinking, whether we realize it or not. And then Aristotle is pretty much responsible for the scientific method coming about as it does, with his emphasis on particularity. No, it's not the idea. It's what you're looking at under the microscope. Anyway, not to get too bogged down in the difference between Plato and Aristotle, but the point being is what is real. Heraclitus, the philosopher, talked about the stick in the stream. What is the real thing? Is it the stick itself, or is it the appearance of the bent stick as the waters in the stream flowed past it? Is science the only way to tell us what is real? Is it only science and hard evidence by which we know a thing, or is it only science that can tell us what is most real? Interestingly enough, great English writer, again I mention, G.K. Chesterton, said that the persons who have done the most to cast doubt on the material universe are, drum roll, scientists, not theologians. I don't understand physics personally. I don't really understand quantum physics, but my understanding is that matter does not exist. There is only energy. What we would call matter is energy that is more or less solidified. Everything All is energy, according to quantum physics. Is this getting back to Plato? Again, what is most real? Paul, in the 13th chapter of Corinthians, says everything is passing away, especially that which is most material. And Paul says, if I have not love, I'm nothing. I'm sounding brass. I'm banging gong. Paul says that faith, hope, love exist, these three, but the greatest of these is love. I think I don't know how to get any more real than that. That's about as real as it gets, I think. Marvelous book right behind me here by the great philosopher Soren Kierkegaard, Works of Love. These are a series of meditations Kierkegaard wrote on 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Read chapter 13 of 1 Corinthians. Faith, hope, love exist, these three, but the greatest of these is love. Thanks.